Greetings, housemates, and welcome to Master of Orion 2016, a reboot of the classic 4X strategy game. We're going to be doing a little bit of gameplay with a custom race today, and I just wanted to show you how it's done. Alright, so we're going to start a new game.
Hailing from the cloudy planet Altair.
Shh. Awesome voiceover. Alright, I'm going to go with the Darlok. Darkwan. I feel like that's whatever. And my own personal taste for custom race is to make it as OP as possible. So let's talk about what I'm going to take negatives on. I found that if you expand pretty wide, which has lots of its own challenges but is really good in this game, then a lot of buildings can give you the kind of research power to carry you through the early game, and then you can just throw population at research later once you've got text to make up for your stupidity or whatever it is. Obviously, we're all freewheeling hedonists. Our spies are going to be slower at performing their job, which is fine as long as you're not using them offensively, because they are just as effective defensively as far as I can tell. That may or may not be true. It's hard to tell. Ground combat, assimilation. Ground combat can be overcome through lots of bonuses and good tech. And I don't know that there's boarding anymore at all in this game, so that was one of the best things Master of Orion 2 did with ground combat. Assimilation power, we're not going to take over other aliens. They're going to hate us because we're awesome, and so we're just going to nuke them into oblivion, most likely. Something like that. Lastly, food from population I'm going to reduce by 25%. So how are we going to make up for all these penalties? Well, for one, we are not going to consume any food, which will make our farming, this will make our farming pretty much equally effective, since every population eats one food. If everyone's producing basically one or two less food, later on in the game it'll be like two, when we have super efficient farming. But even if they're only producing one less food per pop, we're also eating one less food per pop, and we'll have people who are not just farmers, so it's going to be good. What else? I want 50% production bonus because that is just amazing. Also, this lets us focus really hard on ultra-rich or mineral-rich planets that have basically no food production, because we can just land on them and we don't need to eat food, so that's fine. And we can make use of their best resource really hard, so that's going to be awesome. What else? I want 20 points of morale, and since our starting research is pretty poor, I want artifacts. Artifacts give you 2 research. It's kind of mediocre. It's worth 1 normal scientist. It's worth 2 of our crappy scientists, though. Every turn, because they exist on your homeworld. So that's awesome for us, because it'll keep us from falling behind in the early game when it comes to tech, and it only costs 10 points. Basically, this is our trade-off here. This will allow us to take our 2 starting researchers, put them straight into production where they'll be super effective, pull them out of research where they'll be ineffective, and replace them with artifacts. We'll still be basically 2 research behind other races who leave their decent scientists in their science slots, but whatevs. We will overcome that. We will. I want a large one so I can see lots of races and I have some room to explore, because I like doing that. Note, we are specifically geared towards bigger galaxies where we have more time to, say, produce colony ships and expand before borders get locked down. Now the question of, are we going to piss off everyone in our galactic neighborhood? Yeah, that's going to happen. I don't even know how not to piss people off in Master of Orion. There's lots of good voiceovers. You can treat yourself to those if you ever own the game. I don't know how I feel about calling my advisor calls me hindmost, which I'm not totally into. Maybe she thinks it's... Yeah, so there's a lot of tutorialness that's going to be happening. So, your ships detect in a radius. See, we don't know how to get there, but we can see it because we have ships close enough. Here we can see all of the heavenly bodies orbiting this blue-white star. Extremely difficult to find habitable planets, but they are mineral-rich. Perfect for us, right? And we don't know if there are any celestial bodies floating around in there. First things first, you always start off with a gas giant or an asteroid field, your primary planet, 2 scouts with no combat capability, a colony ship, no combat capability, and a frigate with, I would say, minor combat capability over the scope of the game. Although it is enough to fight off early game pirates. We're going to send most people this way and some this way. Now you'll note that each celestial body takes 1 turn to move. Within a system, moving from one object to another takes 1 turn. Warp points count as objects. Between, there is a variable number of turns, depending on the speed of your drive and the distance to the next solar system. And then once you're at that solar system, it's 1 turn to explore everything. Like, we're not going to know what these planets are when we arrive. It'll take our 3 ships, like 4 turns to look at all this, or 2 turns total. I think you can trust this turn estimator, but the en route turn estimator on these things is incorrect. Don't listen to it ever. See, so we got close enough. I will note that anything that has a moon is not going to be a gas giant. It should be a planet you can live on, which is pretty sweet, because you can later on build sweet things on moons. Now, here we have our scientists doing their scientisty thing. Let's see how long it's going to take us to research goodies. First thing we want is a research lab. We really want to go... We want these sweet science granting buildings because our whole goal is to kind of expand super hard. And I can tell you that government and biology bring the best of them. Biology, the biospheres give you 1 food and 1 research at the cost of 1 BC a turn. Hydroponic farm costs you 2 BC a turn and gives you 2 food, no matter how habitable the system is. So these are great for planets that can't produce food through farming. Research laboratories, 2 science for 2 maintenance, and government support facility gives you 15% morale, 5% security, that's anti-espionage, for 1 maintenance. And what does morale do for you? Morale lets you do this. So we're getting 12 BC a turn. We can increase our starting taxation level from 3 BC per population to 5. So now we're making twice as much cash, but what is the penalty? What is the cost? The cost is morale. You see we're suffering 50% morale penalty from taxes. That is because we set it to 5 BC a turn. If it was 3 BC a turn, it'd be 30%. Because of our racial trait, we can tax our populations more heavily before they get sad, allowing you to basically double your income for 20 racial pick points, which is pretty sick if you ask me. What are we going to do here? I want a 9 production, huh? Let's get a space factory. I suggest showing Q. I want a space factory, colony ship, and a frigate, I think, in that order. We can pull these scientists off. I'm not quite comfortable doing that.
Outstanding.
Let's see how it works. Okay, 7 turns. 8 turns, but we gained 2 turns down here. That's pretty good. Note also pollution increases based on how fast you're producing, or how many production points you're having. Ooh, 5, huh? All right, we're gonna do that. Well, this will finish in 5 turns. Then we can focus on building that research thing and farming. But because, okay, so I said we have 0 food consumption. That means that we're producing 4 food, and that's going towards our next population. Normally, we would be producing 4 food, but our 6 population would be eating 6 food, which means we would be starving at this point. As is. So here we're producing 7. If we consumed the normal amount of food, we would only have a surplus of 1. which would take for frickin' ever to get up to the next level. Since our food, see, we have one farmer, we have a surplus of 4. That's 4 times the amount of food we'd have if we had 2 people farming here. And our research goes faster and our production goes faster. So I think food consumption is definitely the way to go. So the best thing about this game is how quickly you can zip through the turns. You can, of course, just tell your dudes to move if you want to know what is up. Or you can just end your turn. Fleet, okay, so he just wanted... Oh my goodness, look at how many jump points there are here. Alright, here we have a huge, barren, ultra-rich. Kind of perfect for us since we don't really need to produce food. Oh, interesting. Basic breathable atmosphere, but that is it. Okay. Okay, we would love... Right now, we want mineral rich. That's what we really want. And a huge planet is a nice benefit. Large, radiated, abundant artifacts. Artifacts are worth considering for us because artifacts come with more irradiated. I am just going to straight up 6 turns. Okay, let's explore this system first.
From the Phwop.
Small, desert, rich, not bad. But it can be worth your time to wait just a little bit before you plop down that first vessel. We could colonize right now. This is not a bad choice. But let's see what this planet is. Let's see what that planet is. Fleet needs orders. Oh. Ultra rich, small, radiated artifacts. That's the one I want. 1, I want the artifacts. 2, I don't get it radiated. You can't produce food. Oops, sorry. Kind of didn't mean to skip that. You can't assign farmers, but I don't care. And you can't assign many researchers, but I also don't care. I can only have 4 population, but this one population is going to produce a ton of stuff. Let's begin with the Spec Factory. So he's going to grow really slowly, but once again, because we don't consume food and every planet produces 1 base food, in 16 turns, the population is going to grow without me doing anything. And with some hydroponic farms and biospheres, this population will max out fairly quickly. But let's get this space factory in the air. And maybe a colony ship after that. The Marine Barracks does provide 5% morale for Marines, and then it grows Marines up to the maximum the planet allows, which is kind of cool and worth having. Okay, this guy, we're going to keep him on the warp jump here so we can protect our planets, because there are often pirates. Oops, I forgot to look over here. Large, swamp, abundant. We're going to this planet next, that's for sure. Alright, we finished government research, which will boost our science. Hindmost. Okay, hydroponic sphere, biospheres. Since this is food and science boosting, that is just awesome. Hindmost. What silliness is... Who decided that? Okay, this is almost done. It's annoying that they allow you to buy stuff that's going to finish in 1 turn anyway. 4 turns. Well, let's do that for this turn. Fleet needs orders. I want this guy simply to sleep. Okay, that looks like a
Greetings, friend.
human scout.
I am the President of the Human Republic. May the cooperation between our races be ever fruitful.
All right. Yeah, maybe. It's about as... Okay, see, we're not close enough. Even though we're on the warp point there, we're not close enough to see what is up in that zone. Let's go here.
For your eyes only, hindmost.
First space factory is ready. Space factory. Alright, so these things are sweet. You can build military outposts on warp points, which prevent their scouts and other ships have to fight to get through, which is great and protects you from pirates. This, you can build one per warp point, so you can build a lot here, which would be a pain in the butt. You can only build them where you have a planet already, or you can construct in empty areas. You can construct a little like watch satellite, or you can construct cool things on, say, asteroids and gas giants, which are totally worth it, especially to us. For asteroids, all right, and we found an anomaly. We can send a ship out for 3 turns to discover whatever that is, kind of off the beaten path. It's not a system, and once it finds it, it'll come back, but it's probably like money, and so far it's always been something good. So in the asteroids, you can choose, do you want 2 credits a turn, or do you want 2 science a turn? We want science. Easy choice. Okay, also, just don't trust the turn estimator. It's just... Okay, let's see what's in there. This anomaly, we'll send something out there. I don't think anyone else is going to get to it anytime soon. Okay, we can estimate enemy strength. Basically, attack, defense. I'm not really sure how it works. It doesn't... I've been getting mixed signals quite a bit. Okay, our population has grown here again. I think, right? 4, 5, 6, 7. No. And it's definitely time to borrow some population. There we go. Okay, so we rushed our 2 science techs early on in the game. We're building this research laboratory right now. Since we're focusing so heavily on production, pollution is going to rise really fast. If you do not take care of pollution, it will downgrade your biome. Fortunately, a radiated planet is pretty much it's almost the worst it can get. You'll note that pollution is reduced by 96% a turn, which means it basically never ever gets polluted as far as I can tell. So the healthier your biome, the more you have to worry about pollution, and the better your colony is at producing food. All right, biology research.
Is drawn from the truth, hindmost.
So food production, food and research production, buildings now available. Automated factories are pretty sick as long as you can afford the upkeep. It's 2 maintenance for 2 flat production. For us, the neutron collider is going to be great as well, as it is 1 extra production per worker. And our people are best assigned to production thanks to our racial traits. Also, there's some cool stuff here. Deep sea cooling gives you more research. We want that. Toxic processor helps deal with pollution. We produce a lot of that because of our high production. And soil enrichment will also help with our food, pretty much negating our starting penalty. Do we want to go there first? Toxic processor is a little more expensive. Completely cleanses the atmosphere on toxic planets and upgrades them to barren. Oh, I see. That's why it's more expensive. Yeah, let's go this way for deep sea cooling, I think. And the toxic processor. Deep sea cooling can be used on every planet with liquid water, I believe. Large, arid, abundant. Large, radiated, rich. So many places to go. So many junctures. Ah, pirates. Okay. Let's get our frigate back into this system since it looks like pirates are over there. Fleet needs orders. Tell me what's up in this system. Arid abundant artifacts. I suggest flagging anything that looks even remotely desirable, because the number of planets expands really quickly. All right, this space factory finished. In an effort to let's pump up our science. If it looks like this guy's not coming in this direction, maybe we'll try and block him out, because it is nice to build military outposts to keep people from ever seeing your planets. But we're yeah, see, he's going to scout us. It takes 10 turns to build an outpost. That's just not going to happen. All right, human colony ship. That's Sol. Okay, so they're coming here. Thankfully, we already grabbed a system close to them. Maybe we should just consider focusing our exploration over here. Fine, you just have that. All right, just in time to intercept here.
The Sky Lord of the Alkari greets you, Wanderer. I trust you have the wisdom to coexist with us.
Alright, here are the Alkari. Alright, our frigate is attacked by 3 pirate raiders. Note that our chances are favorable. Let me show you the combat. This one's going to be a little slow, but it'll give you plenty of time to watch. There is the enemy, or at least the attacker, I think, goes first. And there we are. It starts in pause, so it's a real-time thing. You can speed it up. We're just going to assault them. We've got 9 laser cannons. You can't tell what they have. I'm going to double the speed. We're probably going to win simply because their ships will be degraded, or their combat power will degrade, and ours won't. I guess there is a chance they can knock systems out. I believe I've read, as there was in MOO.Ep1. But as we destroy them, we'll take less and less damage until eventually it just means we destroy them. So we can match speed, ceasefire, retreat. You can... Oh, interesting. The formations actually have... So we went with beam accuracy. That seems good. Ship speed, beam defense, point defense accuracy. Point defense accuracy, beam, interesting. Never even noticed that before. I can see those formations also saving you. Okay, so they were using smuggled blasters. It didn't seem like they had any missiles or anything. Alright, so we nuked them. We can heal up at our starbase here, but let's go get that anomaly first. Small, swamp, rich, that's a pretty good starting spot. Medium, arid, abundant, that is not bad. So now we're really going to want to capture this area, because then we can cut them out. Okay, we want that mad science, so I'm going to go ahead and buy that. I want the research from biospheres. I want biospheres, hydroponic farm. We're going to rush the colony up to full food. Once you reach max population, you can sell off your hydroponic farms. We, of course, want to rush biospheres so that we increase our science, because right now every point of science is precious. Research lab completed. Yeah, we paid for that. But that's what money is for, is it not? Alright, the Alkari just populated MILF Prime. Or MILF, something like that.
You are tuned to GNN, the only network that tells you what you need to know. Bringing it to you live.
Galactic News Network, the galaxy's most reputable
So
news
this first
source.
video is just them introducing themselves. The ticker, I don't believe, actually indicates anything about the game, as I've seen the same things pop up a lot. But it does... Oh. You know, I've told you how these jump things are misleading? That's because they tell you how far to your final destination. That's what was confusing me. Well, whatever. Alright, so we completed this, pumping up our science a good bit. We want to... This space factory, we'll build a military outpost over here. Do I see a reason to build... We're going to build... Is it even going to be worth building a military outpost there? Maybe we'll actually just scout with this for a second while we wait for this colony ship to be produced. Okay, note this guy's scouting out all the planets. Nazin is grown. We collect an anomaly.
Arriving at the anomaly, your fleet spots an
31 credits. And then he'll be back home in a little bit. Biotechnology research.
One more
Sweet.
veil is drawn from the
Death
truth.
spores. This is a ship type, a bomb that lets you piss off everyone in the galaxy by simply murderizing population, and I think Marines, really efficiently while leaving buildings intact. They much prefer you destroy the buildings too. And then we're going straight into xenobiotics, as we had mentioned earlier. So every Gaia, Terran, ocean, and swamp planet will generate a little extra research with these buildings. I'll note that having research queued, there's no like overflow from previous researches, so it doesn't matter if you have them queued or not. All right, thanks to these asteroid labs, our science is doing pretty well despite having no people researching in science. Okay, this place was discovered. Seems worthwhile. Let's check out this place. Note that moons can turn into really good stuff for you. They can either reduce shipbuilding costs on the planet by 20% with one of the techs, or you can also turn them into +6 research techs, which is really good. Really good. Okay, this guy is done with that job. We're going to have him build a military outpost. Military outposts are somewhere between a destroyer and a cruiser in combat power, and they are automatically upgraded for free, and they only cost as much command points, that is your fleet limit, as a frigate, which is the smallest, tiniest ship. So they're really quite good.
For your eyes only.
All right, our first colony ship is ready. It'll form a fleet with this frigate, which we will send with it to protect it from whatevs. And we'll colonize this zone, since this is going to be an important junction, it looks like, Now, it might piss off the Alkari if we take this, but whatever. There's only so much we can do. We can't not expand. Swamp, poor artifacts. Okay. Radiated, abundant. Shouldn't it be irradiated? Or was that just... Maybe that's just me from way back. Note that our pollution is getting a little... It's getting a little up there. We're going to want to add in pollution cleanup at some point. Best to do it after we purchase all of these awesome things. Biospheres coming up soon for a little more science. Here we've already finished biospheres. Government support will make these guys happier. Which means that taxing them won't be so much a pain in the butt. Alright, here we have a fleet ready to go. We want ultra rich. They both have moons, which is super sweet. I find that ultra rich is just so much better. This does have gems and is swampy, which is pretty good stuff, but still. Note that our ship hasn't automatically repaired. You do have to have it at a starbase or a military outpost to do so. It only heals at 20% per turn. How long does that take? 6 turns? That is quite the long jump. Of course, I say that with this jump right here. Abundant. I don't know what red fungus does. Large, volcanic, abundant. That's not a bad system, but it's not terribly impressive either. Pirate fleet. Those are no good. And that's seriously... I mean, it's just going to bum us out. Let's take our space factory back here. We'll be able to defend it with that fleet. Matter of fact, we'll need to give him new orders in a second. I do love planets with moons, like I've been saying. So if you want to see where the moon technology is, it's not too far. It is here. The orbital shipyard, or the moon laboratory. And it's on a path you would want to take anyway. And we're going to rush that next, because that is our next big science tech. Because we are science through buildings, not through units. Okay, human ship is annoying us. If you destroy their scouts, they get pretty pissy. Not that it's not tempting and all. And if they're already being pissy, destroy their scouts. But also, just imagine a war. Sla discovered. So we don't know how to get there, but that is the homeworld of the Sakara. We want our frigate over here where it can protect stuff. There's only 2 of them, so we should be able to fight them off. But we will definitely have to repair our frigate sometime soon after that. Biosphere's completed. Sweet. A little more science every turn. Incoming Sakarans. Okay.
You are now before the hierarch of the Sakra brood. Threaten not my progeny, and you and yours may live on.
I really like the way everyone looks. I have to admit, the Sakra, I mean, they're a little more kiddie than before, but so if this is the place pirates are coming from, let us send warships this way. It looks like the humans will have to absorb. Pretty sure they've colonized Exisco. The colors differ between, like, I don't know, whatever. But it's still in early access, so no complaints. Space Factory, let's see. You colonize that. Here, I'll show you this cutscene. Or is this a barren one, I think? Yeah, huge, barren, ultra-rich, awesome. Population 8, wah wah. That's mainly because the biome sucks. But we can take care of that with technology later. Right now, we want research, biospheres, hydroponic farm, probably the government support. I don't expect combat, or I might throw a starbase in the equation. We're going to go ahead and shell out for some quick science here. Production. No, it's high gravity. Production, research, and food decreased by 50%. I didn't notice that.
This is GNN, Galactic News Network.
So, of course, you can get some, like,
The
omniscient
cabal
report
has grown in
about how
strength,
things are going in the
spanning
galaxy
even more
here.
planets and showing no signs of stopping.
So, high gravity. I see. Yeah, definitely should have taken this one first. High gravity was a mistake. But we'll be fine. It takes forever to research the high gravity fix. We're gonna move our... I only meant to move the space factory. Build an outpost here so that these guys don't... maybe they won't be able to scout us if we cut them off. Note there are no colony bases. It does look like gravity only affects our workers. Which is, I mean, that sucks. But the good news is that our bonuses from buildings, this will be producing a perfectly reasonable amount of science. Until we can fix the gravity. Fixing the gravity for planets comes real late. Here, I think? Yeah, gravity generators. It is quite a ways out there, and you have to focus pretty hard. Not that the things you're focusing on are bad. It just... yeah. It does come with a nice mix of production and science. It's just a total pain. Okay, we're going to attack this fleet of pirates with this frigate. Note that our chances are favorable. We'll just auto-resolve this. Come on, baby. Pull through. Whew. Okay, now I don't know if he'll actually... It's a good thing we built this second frigate. You definitely need like 2 or 3 frigates to expand safely. The good news is that space monsters will not annihilate you as soon as you get to the star system they're in. Huge tundra ultrapore, that's kind of rough. Small tundra abundant. Let's see if this guy heals at all when circling that planet. I believe he has to have a starbase. Oh, we're getting electromagnetic readings from this planet. That means something is there, some sort of life. It could be a minor civilization. Or it could be a major one. Okay, that's Slaw, so that's a Sakara base. So this is a Sakara planet. I wonder if there's anything good there. 2 turns, we'll have this whole area walled off with our outpost, and the humans won't be coming back in. But they've already seen our planets, which means human spies can go to any of our planets. You have to see a planet with your own eyes. It looks like we are regenerating here, so you just sleep for a little bit. You go that way. Alright, let's actually pull back from here. We don't want to piss off our neighbors too much. And... let's get our scout on in this direction. Okay, so they're eyeing up our planet.
One more veil is drawn from the truth hide.
Excellent. Soil enrichment can be used on Gaia, Grassland, and Inferno planets. Interesting. Maybe other ones. I think there's actually just a kind of Gaia, Terran, Ocean. Maybe not, maybe not. We can get science from those. Of course, you start on a Terran most of the time. And then Toxic Processor, helps with toxic planets as well as reducing pollution output. Alright, so what do we want next? Pretty sure I want to go for moons. There's a number of good reasons. One, we'll get automated factories. Two, advanced magnetism gives us shields, which is a key one. Note when you see research like this, it means you have to choose between the... You can only choose one tech within parentheses, so we'll guaranteed to get this neutron blaster modifications that lets us pimp out our neutron blasters. And we have to choose between class 1 shields or ECM jammer. So parentheses indicates mutual exclusion. So here, deep scanner, which reveals all planets when you arrive at a new system, versus electronic computer, which increases the accuracy of ships by 25. Obviously the computer's great if you're fighting right then, but if you're not fighting right then, there are better computers down the line. And, you know, that could help. So we are going for, we need these moon labs, otherwise we will fall behind in tech research because we're not actually doing any tech stuff. Here we're cleaning up our pollution. Note it's gotten about 50%. I think it has to get to 100% before it becomes a serious problem. But it will take us like 6 turns to reduce pollution down to manageable levels, which means it would be great to build a toxic processor at some point. Deep sea cooling we really want, and soil enrichment. I mean, it can't hurt. Yeah, see, okay, look, you can build it pretty much anywhere. This is our most populous area. Note that soil enrichment is per farmer plus 1. So that would be 3 extra food, which is not bad, not bad. Oh look, it'll only take 1 more turn to research physics if we plop this guy down. Let's go ahead and do that. No. No. Toxic processor, we're a radiated planet. You'll note that pollution is not an issue because we are a radiated planet. Let's build a colony ship. We'll have 3 population by the time it's done, so pump out those colony ships. Since there are no colony bases, you have to build colony ships for every single colony, even if you're in the same system. That's just something you gotta deal with. Okay, let's go here. See if this planet is worth anything. All right, that military outpost is done. Now the humans can no longer come in this direction. Sweet. And there's nothing left to outpost on. You need asteroid belts, gas giants, or warp points are pretty much all they use. So let's bring it over here. It'll ask for more orders once it arrives. Okay, the Alkari obviously get to loop around over here. Sadly, we will not be blocking them out from ever seeing our planets. One can dream, can't they? This frigate. Medium radiated rich, not bad. Oh, look, pirates. Great.
Keep this to yourself, please.
High morale, We are taxing the crap out of these guys. Pollution slowly sinking on our main planet. Note the morale's pretty good. We have 0 people striking despite having the maximum tax bracket up, which means we keep making money. Biospheres are completing. Fleet needs orders. Now this says 5 turns. What that actually means is 5 turns to wherever it is targeting. It's like 1 turn until it lands here, and we're just gonna intercept it here. Balls. Everyone is scouting all of our stuff. Just gonna auto-resolve that. We shouldn't have a problem as this guy's undamaged. Alright, they're still using smuggled blasters. We're still just using laser cannons, so we can't really brag. Okay, let's see what's here. It's good sometimes to jump ahead and claim more territory and then kind of fill in the planets in between. Like, I would like, if we jumped here, we could capture this at our, moment's notice if nobody could come in from the side. Swamp, like, it would be good to capture this world if it meant cutting this one off. But that's pretty difficult to tell. Okay, pollution's coming down to 0. We're totally getting scouted by everyone. That's what sucks about being in the middle of the universe instead of out on the edge. You can't like block it off. Just if they've seen the planet with their own ships, that means that they can send spies. Is all that means. If you share star charts with them, then they can't actually send spies to those planets. So note that shields provide not only 50% of your hull points as shield points in each facing, I believe. But they also reduce the damage you take per hit by 1, which is not bad at all. ECM Jammer is not bad in any way, and later on you get it's a tough call because I don't think you get many things to deal with missiles, but there are better shields in your future. I think we're going to take... I don't know which one people tend to use. I know missiles aren't nearly as deadly as they were in Master of Orion 2. But shields are all quite good. And of course our military outpost will get upgraded. I think... I'm going to take the ECM Jammer. So we get the ECM Jammer and the Neutron Blaster modifications. It asks us, do we want to upgrade our blueprints? What would we upgrade? We're going to upgrade to neutron blasters. Yeah, okay. So that was our blueprints. And then it'll ask us if we have any ships that are at a planet or a military outpost. Do we want to upgrade our ships for this cost? And we're going to say, yeah, totally. So let's look at this design that we just upgraded. 4 weapons. You'll note that it's missing 10 space. We have 55 of 65 space used. I can think of something that could go there, like maybe... 10 space, huh? A nuclear bomb, a nuclear missile. Can I put point defense laser cannons? Okay, 5 point defense laser cannons can go there. Yes, please. Or I could put in 1 missile. I don't know how good the missiles are. But their range is the same as this thing's range, and I assume they will shoot enemy shields as well. Their damage isn't impressive, but it's not 0. And hey, point defense. If we find someone who does have missiles, because the actual, let's see, the ECM Jammer actually takes up 15 space, so... There, we just upgraded our own. Now it asks us, hey, do you really want to do this? And we say, hells yeah, we want to do that. And that was just 1 ship. Here, this Frigate 3, he is fully healed. No, this one is far away and is still an original frigate. Alright, we finished that military outpost. Let's get to building one over here to cut the Sakara out of our territory. That space factory is headed towards us. Here, we've only got 2% left. Forget that. It's time to move on. This time we'll build a toxin processor to help us deal. Got our next colony ship coming up over here. Automated factory. No, the pollution is like 9%. Still not bad at all. I don't even know. I guess it could turn toxic. I'm not sure how much worse that biome could possibly get. Large radiated rich with red fungus. Red fungus seems good. Ultra rich radiated. So I would like this system. And if we capture this system, then this one is completely within our territory. So, yeah. And then this one is a big junction to go in lots of different directions. So our next colony ship is skipping this one, going straight here. We've got the Alkari cut off. And I guess maybe the Sakura can't get back around, which would be perfect. Well, that doesn't leave too much. Alright, so they can go that way. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to send this space factory out here to build a scanner. Probably build it right there, actually, now that I think about it. And that'll tell us if they're circling around and whether colonizing this is going to be a good idea. It'll just save us some time, just more information out there. Plus, it's unlikely, unless we really piss this Alkari off, that they'll actually destroy it anytime soon. Okay, we really want this guy to get back somewhere he can upgrade. And we don't mind sending this guy there. How we doing here, guys? Well, it's all about the buildings. Not enough. Automated factory. We finished a colony base here. Let's go with another colony base. Colony ship. Remember, there are a lot of planets we want to colonize. Plus, this place has super high production with low population, which means that that third population point regenerates quite quickly. Which means if we produce these pretty fast, we're not really nuking our population. Because it takes very few people to keep sustaining it. Plus, remember, there are a lot of planets in here we would like to colonize. But we're shooting for rich radiated. I wonder what red fungus does. Ultra rich radiated gold. Let's go there. Ultra rich, so good. Ultra rich OP. This scout. Well, Let's check out this planet while we're here and have a scout. Ultra rich artifacts, barren, sweet. And I'll tell it to go there. You can tell them to auto-explore. They're pretty good about that. But there's a good chance they could get nuked by some people. Some people, Sakura. Neutron physics research complete.
One more veil is drawn from
Cannons get smaller and cost less. The neutron collider is available. That means per cell means per person, per population assigned. So this is going to be a huge boost for our production wherever we put it. The maintenance cost is a little high, but of course we have high tax rate to pay for it. Mass driver, the next evolution in cannon technology, more damage in less space, I assume. Bonus, space 8. Okay. And neutron rifles, upgrades for our Marines, which is, of course, what we need. So we're upgrading to mass drivers. It says our production is going from 31 to 54. Yeah. So that's quite the upgrade. Let's see what it looks like in the ship design, because you know they don't always do the best. Now we've got 2 neutron blasters and 18 point defense mass drivers. Are you sure about that, guys? Like, I don't know. Seems questionable to me. Alright, what weapons do I have to choose from? Mass drivers are shield piercing and smaller than neutron blasters, that they do less damage. Damage also not reduced by range. Yeah, well, I want those, but I want big ones. Okay, we can put 6 of those in there. And then what about point defense ones? Space 2. Yeah, much more reasonable, guys. So before you auto upgrade everything, consider. Also, we could take ECM jammers. Augmented engines are pretty sick, but right now they're not worth the space on our small ships. Oh, also you can make them look different, and then you can jazz them up a bit. Oh, I like that. And we'll upgrade our dudes whenever they come around. Hydroponic farm finished, automated. Toxic processor. Ptolemy has grown. Good, good. That's how I like it. Neutron. So soil enrichment, the neutron collider is basically the same thing as soil enrichment. One does food, one does industry. I do think, I mean, the neutron collider is way sicker because production is key. Like, we would love to have one here, wouldn't we? Yes, we would. After this toxic processor is done. Because it's going to make our production skyrocket. And they're pretty good here. Producing colony ships is going to make this neutron collider actually probably not worth it for a while. The automated factory is going to give us 2. That's as much as the neutron collider. And the neutron colliders are pretty darn expensive. Maybe I should build a star base. We are going to start pushing up against our command cap. You can go over the cap, but it costs you a lot of money per turn to do so. Fleet needs orders. Okay, there's a gas giant. Ultra rich normal artifacts. That's pretty sick. That's going to be good. We're going to want to explore. Ah, pirates. Alright, so our new frigate, this is the frigate 3, not the latest and greatest, but it does have neutron blasters. Is going to attack this pirate frigate, 2 pirate frigates, and crush them. That's good. It seems like pirates are coming from over there. Pirates will totally take out your colony ships if you're not careful, so you do need a minimum of military force. That is an abundant barren system. It looks like it connects to Eumulus and Imagok. Okay. Want to go there. Now, if your ships weren't in an area where they could upgrade originally. Oh ho!
Keep this to yourself, please.
We found Orion. Look, guys, I can tell you, you don't want to go there. There's nothing to be had there. I haven't been there. I mean, I guess I could go there, but what am I gonna do? Get blown up? It's not. Let me tell you, the game's not called Piece of Cake at Orion. Okay, our colony ship is headed that way. We're gonna build space surveillance. So what this is gonna do is it's gonna detect stuff. Hopefully it'll detect who's traveling through Akatis and whether any colony ships are headed here. And if we build colony ships in time, we can ship them out here, take over this planet, and claim these two sectors, which would be great. But you never know. Okay, incoming.
Transmission start. This is the overseer of the Meklar Combine. Contacting unknown naturally occurring life form. Com frequencies locked.
I love the way the Meklar look. I love the Meklar originally. They looked a little weird in the first game, but Cog Primus here, it looks pretty sick on his little feeding tube. And there's a good chance. Oh, they're way out there though. So yeah, there's a good chance we could capture Dira, Beta, Ingagok, and away into Orion. We just need to grab Akatis or Dira, and then Inganok and Umulus. Though humans will get real pissy if we settle in Umulus. It depends on how it looks. Fleet needs orders. These guys are just sitting here. When there are pirate bases are usually in asteroids. You do need the next little ship up, or at least a ship equipped with bombs to do anything about them. Right now we're going to guard so that no pirates slip past us. This guy, let's upgrade him. Oh, I know it's costly, but that's why we got the morale, so we could ramp up our taxes. Okay, we upgraded him. So he's got the sickest and sick stuff. He can actually just skip a turn and heal. Space Factory finished military outposts. Nice. Okay, this Space Factory can go... This is probably the next place I want to build one. Let's hope our colony ship gets there. Remember, the Alkari are actually quite speedy. We're going to want to know if there's anyone over here as well. Okay, this thing is all repaired up. Where do I think I'll need it? I've only seen pirates out here. And I guess that means that those three are actually all traveling in the same turn space. So we can go ahead and send this one up. Alright, none of our dudes are on strike. 16 population is generating 5 BC per pop. We are spending a lot of that on maintenance. That's fine. I will note that the gravity tolerances, since the penalty is the same, high versus low gravity tolerance seems low gravity tolerance seems like, oh, it's cheaper because on high gravity planets, they're bigger. Okay, I see. Interesting. Low gravity tolerance is cheaper, but of course it doesn't occur on better planets, since there's no real bonus to having smaller planets. Okay, let's make sure everyone's doing... Alright, Nazin is still racking up the pollution. So let's put pollution cleanup right here. We definitely want to bust out that deep sea cooling for the science, but we'll take our time. Electromagnetic disturbance, I can tell you that is a pirate base. And our frigates aren't going to be able to do anything about it. Let's do see if there's anything cool over there. Farmaz. What are you up to? Starbase. Marine barracks also increase morale a little bit. Well, let's go ahead. That's really not going to be an issue. Let's get a colony ship up so we can colonize Ptolemy Prime. Which, like I said, should have been the first place we colonized. I didn't realize that was a high gravity planet. Alright, we finished our space sensor here. Let's pull this guy back. Where to? When is our next colony ship popping out? One turn. Where am I sending it? Out here somewhere? Abundant, barren, huge, ultra poor, abundant, tundra, ultra poor. This is a pretty lame system. Okitis, we could land there. Swamp, radiated, volcanic, barren. Of course, these planets are all going to be in our grasp. I don't know. Take 13 turns to get there. All right, let's send it out here, and we'll get these outposts up. Lickety-split. Gas giant. Okay, that's their home system. They're going to be pissed if we wall them in. We need to settle here quickly. If they settle Ekber, they will also be angry if we try and settle near them.
The scanners have located a pirate.
Alright, pirate base. It'll keep producing pirate fleets, which suck. We do need bombs to kill it. It's basically a planet. It's a tutorial in bombing planets. Choose production. Note that they have been working this place hard. and still very little radiation because it is a radiated planet. Very little pollution that matters. Okay, next colony ship, 9 turns. We're going to take that one. I'd love to take Octis. We'll see how far we get. If we can't get to Octis, let's have him go there too.
Welcome to GNN.
Alkari Phwop ships have recently visited the legendary Orion system.
Alright. One of our colonies getting kind of polluted up in here. Okay, we're working on it. Jeez. Note we're getting huge amounts of production, and we're even reducing pollution by 13% a turn. So it's all gravy. We planned for this. I think another space factory and colony ship sometime soon would be good, but it'll take a little while for them to get around to it. Fleet needs orders 2 gas giants around this guy. Gas giants can turn into 1 BC a turn factories, which is, you know, it's something. Not really impressive. I wonder if the Alcaries got nuked at Orion. Kind of doubt it, but I know that pollution is wearing off here. Well, that's not a bad planet. Wonder if everyone would get pissed if we took it. You know they would. Our colonists arrived at Schwing Prime. Alright, we're taking this. People would have complained if they were going to. But this secures our future in this area of the galaxy pretty well. We're going to have a really long empire, which means we need to invest heavily in drives and fortifications, I think, to ensure our safety from the numerous surrounding enemies. Probably diplomacy as well. So it really is not to your benefit to piss off other people. Against players, well, players are sneaky bastards. Against the computer, it's easier to understand what's going on. Alright, first things first, automated factory, research, biospheres, hydroponics, government support. I guess I can do research before. There we go. Let's go ahead and buy that automated factory for you, Schwink. Okay, this guy is ready to build. I guess I should really be worried about the Sakra. I think they're going to be the pissiest neighbors. So let's start off with that military outpost. Where are you going? Out this way, huh? You know what? We'll just build a scanner. They have no maintenance or upkeep or anything, so you just guard. Protect us from pirates. Oh no, there doesn't seem to be any ship experience. Our mass drivers are really doing the job these days. Okay, yep. Automated factory finishes. That makes everything much faster. I do want to explore this We're gonna need more frigates or to upgrade to destroyers. So let's go with a 5-pack of frigates. When you do build 5, you... Wait a second. Wait a second. Why would 5 frigates take longer than... Sometimes it's faster. In this case, not so much, apparently. Let's pump out a couple frigates first, then. And you know what? You can be done. So you'll see we're producing 6% a turn. Looks like you cleanse about double what you produce. They're only producing 1 food. I'm not really impressed. Go ahead and research. Really, they're just being taxed. Ocean, ultra poor. If we can find a bunch of water worlds, we could have a really good science. Ooh, look at that. That's awesome. Artificial gravity research.
From the Cabal, hindmost.
So make your choice. I would really side with research, but 20% production cost is insanely nice. Your choice. I think research is pretty good. You only get to choose one, so make it good. All right, where am I going next? Population growth is real sick. Heightened intelligence, more research per scientist, or faster missions. Moon Lab. The next big monetary boost you get is the spaceport, and it comes with the advanced space factory, which is pretty good because it builds all that stuff twice as fast. But I think it's time to get a better... We need more ship stuff. And we need... Yeah, it's time to head for the... So we get destroyers from here, anti-missile rockets. All right, we're going for the ion drive. It'll also come with it some decent beam tech, which is kind of cool, and the better ship sizes and bombs. We've set up our research. It's time. Okay, this guy's just cruising around here. Dark quartz. Okay, we are pumping out a couple frigates. Okay, we produced what we were going to produce here. Moon Lab. Pretty expensive. Pretty expensive maintenance-wise. 4 BC is no joke, but we need the science, and our population is going to be fine. So So I would love to have the Arkham system. And I would love to have Umulus. I wonder if you can build 2 research moons on a double moon lab. Alright, you know what, guys? We're gonna go there. It may piss off the humans something serious, but you know what? Sometimes humans need pissing off. And this system kind of blows. They can have Octus. We'll take that. And that will just set the boundaries for our empire. Let's not be too greedy. Or let's. I don't know, we'll build some space scanners. Okay, this place not too spectacular seeming. Ultra-rich radiated artifacts, okay, sure. Okay, this space factory is ready. Where does it need to go? Alright, you go ahead and auto-explore. That was definitely the wrong way to go. We're going to send it this way. Alright, this is Altair, their homeworld. Can't hurt to pop by and say hello. Which will let us drop spies on their homeworld if we ever care. We definitely don't want to colonize Octus. Pirate raiders, it's alright. We've got their number. Alright, more pollution reduction required as Nazin keeps getting polluted real fast because it is so production oriented. When we research some bigger ships, we need it pristine so that it can start producing big ships. Well, where that pirate is going, it is a long ways away.
One more veil is drawn from the truth.
Alright, fusion drive is ours. Nuclear missile modification. Looks like we are about to miss out on colonizing this place. Do I still care to colonize this one? Oh no, that's just a destroyer. Maybe we won't, but we're going to have to be real careful about pissing them off because we do not have the military might to back ourselves up. Oh, colony ship. Alright, we escaped just in time. Oh no, we can't actually make it through there. Well, whatever. Research lab completed at Schwing. Okay, it's a nice radiated planet, so we don't have to worry about pollution much. Let's get a starbase up and prep for any potential military action. And a marine barracks? Nah, population isn't even something we have to worry about yet. Alright, so this is not going to work out for us. We can live in Arkham, and I don't mind doing that. It is going to piss the ever-living hell out of them. And we're definitely... Let's go ahead and settle there. Send you here. You just guard.
This is GNN.
Ah!
Long-range scanners have detected a gigantic space eel lurking in a previously unexplored sector of space.
Alright guys, so with the advent of the space eel, you can see our colonization approach seems to be going pretty well. If we piss people off, everything could fall apart right now because we don't have the military might to back it up. But we have captured a good number of awesome planets. And our morale is high, our income is good, and our production is a little bit off the charts. We just need to move into, once our initial land grab has happened, building up a fleet to back us up. Because we got quite a few neighbors, and a lot of them are none too shy about pulling the trigger on an intergalactic war. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, my friends, remember to like, remember to subscribe, and hopefully it's not all downhill from here, but it probably is.